Good evening. This is All Sports with LD coming back at you with another YouTube post from my YouTube channel. Please like, subscribe, share, and comment. So let's get into it. Tonight was a reminder of why Rolando Romero had no business in the ring with Gervonta Davis. As I said in the preview of this fight, that Davis would knock Rolando Romero out in the 5th round. It lasted one round more than I said it would. However, he still got the knockout. And as I watched the fight, as I said earlier in my preview, I was watching the fight. Rolando made a number of mistakes tonight, which proves he's amateurish, as I said in my preview to this fight. Number one, he does not know how to throw a proper jab. He was flicking his left arm out there, but it wasn't anything on it. It's not a jab. It's not a jab at all. So that's the one thing. The second thing is, the other mistake he was making is, you never follow a punch around the ring. Rolando Romero did not cut off the ring because he was never taught how to cut off the ring properly. Instead, he followed a puncher around the ring, trying to deliver his power shot, which is the right hand, straight right hand. The other mistake he made, which I pointed out in the last fight he had with Yigit, was he has a wide stance. Now, in boxing, you should never have a stance wider than the length of your shoulders. And tonight was an example of that. See, the best punch in boxing to throw is the punch that travels the shortest distance. And tonight was a great example of that. So, in the 6th round, Rolando Romero threw the right hand. Now, because he has a wide stance, he threw the right hand, he missed. And number one, he had no balance, and he was also leaning over. And this typically what happens is when you have a wide stance, because you don't have the center of gravity. So he threw that punch because wide stance, and he left himself over. He's also leaning over. And then in an awkward manner, he tried to cross his body and throw the left, straight left. Now, in the midst of him trying to do this in one motion, Gervonta threw a left hook. Now, Gervonta's punch is the example of, in boxing, the best punch to throw is the punch that travels the shortest distance. And that's what Gervonta's punch did. He traveled the shortest distance in countering Romero as he missed his right hand. Now, because Romero having the wide stand, throwing the right hand, and he was leaning forward, wide open for the counter shot, what follows that shows you why the stance is an incorrect stance. So throwing the right hand, he's leaning forward because he has to reach forward to throw that right hand, given the fact he has a wide stance. He misses the shot. Davis counters with the short left hook, catches him flat on the chin. He falls forward because he's already leaning forward because he has a wide stance. He doesn't have the center of gravity. In a case where if his stance was no longer than shoulder length, when he got hit with the counter, he would have either stumbled back or fell backwards to the canvas. But because of the wide stance, he threw that shot, reaching, missed, got caught with the left hook, and he proceeds to fall forward into the ropes to the canvas. And unfortunately, he was never taught the proper mechanics of boxing because he has no skill. Speaking of Rolando, he's not a skilled boxer. What he has is a power right hand, which landed a couple times, but it didn't do much. It didn't do much damage because it has to travel too long of a distance to land the shot. As I said, the best punch in boxing to land is the punch that has to travel the shortest distance. And so that's why he can't get real torque on that punch, especially when you're fighting a skilled fighter like Davis. Previously, he was fighting bums, so he can afford to fight in a manner he's used to fighting. But against a skilled boxer, a veteran with experience, you can't make those kind of mistakes and think you're going to come out victorious. And as you saw, the guy was out of it. He didn't even know where he was after getting hit with that big shot. So it was a great performance by Davis. He was very patient. That was one of the things I noticed about him. The other thing, and he set Rolando up, and this is the other thing that's about experience that Rolando doesn't have. All throughout the fight, Davis was throwing feints, and each time Rolando would jump and try to defend himself with a feint. And generally, when a fighter does feints, he's setting you up for something. And that as the rounds went on, I saw it very clear. I said, "Oh yeah, he's gonna run into a shot because he's setting him up with the feints. He's trapping him." And sure enough, round 6 comes. Rolando thinks he has Davis on the ropes to throw that shot. He walked right into a big one. Fight over. So going forward for Rolando, unless he can get a trainer in his corner that's going to teach him the basics of boxing, he's not going to grow anymore. He's not going to be a competitor at the top level with other more skilled boxers. Granted, he did get to this level mainly by fighting tomato cans. It looked good, but like I said, when I viewed the Yedid fight, I knew right away, oh no, he's not going to last in the ring with Davis, a skilled tactician. So going forward, like I said, if they don't teach this young man how to box, he's going to have a short career. Great performance by Davis. We'll see what's next for him. I've heard him mention Haney's name. I think that'll be a good fight. We'll see. Haney has to get past Kambosos first, so we'll see how that works. All right, this is all I have. Until next time, have a good one.